Hello YouTubers and all those who happen to watch. Today we're doing a little bit of a box comparison video, a little bit early on. As a disclaimer and under fair use, I am of course going to be showing off a 3DS case. Now again, I'm not going to be reviewing the said title for Bust-A-Move Universe at all. This is not going to be anything related to this game at all. I'm just showing off the case and what it looks like, beforehand. So okay, as you guys can see, it's a white case, as you already know, probably by most abstract photos. Again, it looks quite nice. It's very much more lighter than a typical Nintendo DS case, which of course looks, particularly thicker in size and all that fun stuff. As you can see, yeah, it's a drastic difference. Another thing you can also notice as well, as I open this, is the innards have a little bit of an economical style to them, where there's little ventilation little shafts, as I like to call them, but drastically different. Again, the books are almost large, much more larger than the said DS counterpart. And of course, you can see the GBA slot there for you stick your GBA games, which they removed that entirely out of the 3DS because of the fact they're trying to get rid of it's sort of like having a child loving it for a while and then throwing it into a gutter. That's pretty much what they do with that, but whatever. But as you can also see by comparison as well, the cartridges are much more different. Gray, a blackish gray, but you can see, particularly by these, they have a little ridge there to, I guess, supposedly prevent people from putting this inside of original DS by mistake or something. I don't know why, but they're pretty much, if someone slides this into a DS and doesn't do anything to the DS, just in case in the future. Just to let people know it's a different indication that it's not, a DS game. It's a 3DS game. Though it does look the same as the normal DS cartridge. I'll take that out again, which I don't know why I just put that back in there. But alright, as you guys can particularly notice, same old, same old. The only difference, obviously, is the ridge and the color. Now, the 3DS is going to be backwards compatible with the DS cartridges, so you don't have to worry about that. I've heard about roughly estimated like 80% of the games is just about supported. That's the estimate. And if you want to look at the innards of this case, it looks like this. Little ridges, little holes there. Has the Nintendo logo. Has the Nintendo 3DS etched in there, as well as etched in there. That's the jinx of it. The difference between the booklets, obviously, too, is this one is much drastically larger, which I'll just show you here real quick with this game as a comparison. And you can see, as I take this one out too, I might as well, because I'll make it easier. A little bit of a humongous improvement. Now, I'm not going to give you any statistics, any stats, or any of that crap. It's just going to be straightforward. So as you guys can see, it's much larger than it pretty much sandwiches the original DS's booklets. Because the original DS booklets kind of represent, the classic GBA to GB, which is the Game Boy, for all you people, you youngsters who do not know what that term means. It's pretty much how the old school GBA books looked like, until they upgraded, obviously, to these, which are much more larger. There's no Japanese, no French, no Spanish in these books, so all those who get upset about the thick books think it's a waste of paper because none of us read any of the other languages, be assured this is a completely English book. Full color, looks really bright and vibrant. Now again, just wanted to show off what these look like in general, because, people are probably going to be curious anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's a drastic difference. The outwards of this is completely white versus the old school, which is, black and, black down there. There's no seal of quality here as much anymore. They pushed it down here. They kept it all sufficiently small, which is a pretty good idea. And it should be sold to for the Americas only, apparently. But, you know, I noticed down here, it does not say that at all. This is an American version only, apparently, so I'm assuming that this also signifies that rumor that the Nintendo 3DS is not going to be internationally presented, or they're going to try to keep it so that way, you know, Japanese stays in Japan, Japan stays in American stays in American shores. They're trying to reduce that way, so that way they don't see awkward sales later on, because a lot of people buy like the Japanese version these early on, and then, but I could probably be wrong. There's probably going to be, you know, them, you know, releasing these so that way you can play them on any form of any DS, probably in the future, if not now. So don't hold that to me. That's just my estimate, because I just seen in the back here it says for the Americans only, or sold for the Americas only. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much almost one nail in the coffin, and he all the nails, but that's just my rough guess. But yeah, just want to show this off. This is going to be a review for my website later on. So yeah, take it easy, folks, and thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, everybody.